All right, Khaled is in the house. Khaled is jumping in and going to be
Hi.
talking to us tonight about what are you talking about? I don't even know. Wait, you're talking to us about ride the
Ex-
wave
ex-
versus fixed take. Oh, I like it. Oh, it's something that I'm doing right now. So instead of setting a take profit, let's ride the wave. And so that's exactly what I'm doing right now. So I'm gonna enjoy this. So teach me how to do it, Khalid. I appreciate it. So with that, let's jump on in. Let's get started, Khalid, since we're running a little bit late. Let's jump on in and let's see. I'm excited because this is honestly, if you're going to be talking about what I think you're going to be talking about, this is what I do. I try to set this move up every single night. Um, so yeah, this is gonna be fun. Well, let's do it.
All right, you guys see my screen
Yep.
with my picture and about myself.
Yep.
Okay, most of you know who I am. For those who don't know me, uh, I am retired engineer by education and profession. Born in Palestine, I have been in this country maybe 35 years now. Most of my kids are born and raised in the US. Um, I worked in academia for quite a bit, something like, uh, I would say 12 years. I got tired of it, so I started working back in the industry, in consulting and stuff like that. Uh, I enjoy outdoor activities mostly. I like to travel, hunt and fish and garden. And then I decided before I retire, I should learn about trading, manage my own finances, and manage my own 401k and things like that. That I just wanted something to be able to do and enjoy, which I am. Um, of course, most of you know that it takes much longer time to uh, be profitable in trading than you would expect. So this is just brief about me. I joined Trade the Fund since it started last year. And I was with David before when he was with Apiary with the Wobble Crew. And I have been with Apiary Fund since 2018, I believe. And I went to a couple of the in-person boot camps and, got to meet Sean and Dave and everybody else over there in Utah. And I've been, learning and doing stuff ever since I started doing programming, maybe in the 2000s, just after COVID. I got into, okay, let's do some programming. Let's just make things easier. So I started doing scripts to just throw in trades, calculate their stop loss and in take profit, and be able to trade multiple trades at a time. Just throw in one script and you got few trades running, long running things like that. And it just escalated to doing more of a of an EAs, and then the latest I wrote was the Anubis, which many of you have used. It's basically an assisting tool for you to trade, mostly for ride the wave. And ride the wave is popular in summer and in certain events where the market just goes mostly along the trend. It just trend, and so you would want to take advantage of that. So and David asked me to write this for as an education, as a learning tool for the classes of Trade the Fund, and to assist the group, do their job and do their trading with a little bit easy, and some assistance, some tools to make it easier. So that's more like what where we are now with as far as myself. It's like a month ago, or maybe so, I just listed my name to talk about the difference between fixed take profit and zero take profit. And you know that David always advised to use zero take profit, because that gives you a chance to do more and to profit more, or rather than just have a fixed take profit. Many of us have started working and learning from Sean, and Sean always have a 2 pip take profit. And David has the other philosophy or experience, and he developed this concept of ride the wave, which means if the market is going in your direction, just keep following the market until where it reverse. And it would reverse when you have a 3-bar reversal in the other direction, then he considers that wave to end and you should exit. So that's the concept of ride the wave. I look at that as it's part of like your exit strategy. We spend a lot of time looking at how to and where to with strategies, where to enter on a trade. But then in fact the outcome is highly affected by actually your exit strategy. How do you exit? How do you close your trade? And there is multiple ways. Among those, fixed take profit. Sean does 2 pip, and many of you do 3 pip, 5 pip, 10 pip, and it's fixed. This is your exit. When you hit your take profit, you exit. Your trade is closed. The other concept is to ride the wave, which is you leave your take profit open. You don't close until you realize at a certain point where the wave has ended, like I explained. Or if you have a secure profit, which means step by step you follow the trend, and if it goes against you far enough to hit your stop loss, then you're out at profit. So you secure your profit. And of course, if you reach your goal, if your goal is 1% or 1/4% or 2%, whatever, you reach your goal, you exit, you close out. So I tested basically fixed TP and zero TP, and I also tested the mix of the two, which some of you do, like in lieu of placing one trade, you place 2 trades, one of which is at 0 TP, the other one is at 2 TP or fixed take profit, 2 pip or so. And so you recycle as you go. You recycle some, you just add cash in. And of course, one of the exit strategies, if you were to call it strategy, but it happens, is your plan C, your maximum loss. You hit your 4% or so. If that's your max loss, and you're out. Okay, so that's as far as your closing or exit strategies for your trades. And I was wondering what would be the difference between all of these. And like a month ago, I did some of these back testing, and I did it for the whole year of 2023. It was like January through mid-August when I was doing this. And I figured, I'll share with you the results I got. Of course, when you do back testing with something like Anubis or EA, it's hard to decide or determine when do you enter, because it's done by computer. It's not, Anubis would not enter trades for you. It will exit if you have a secured, stop loss. Yeah, you hit that, you exit. These are the only two ways you can enter and exit, by adding or exiting at your secured stop loss, for example. It will add, because it's if it's in the right the wave mode, it will add it will add build to your trades at pullbacks. It will also build if it goes against you up to a certain point, 3 price cycles, or you said that it's a parameter, you said that as an input, 3 or 4 price cycles. If it goes against you more than that, it does not. It doesn't. You'd have to take control. You'd have to take an action. So after I will show the results here, I will leave some, few, 10, 15 minutes for questions. If anybody wants to ask questions about Anubis or how to trade the wave, how does it work in the program? If you have questions, we'll go over that at the end of the presentation. So, and I also did, actually this week, I figured, okay, I need to do something, Anubis has one fixed volume. I figured, okay, if you do manual, you add manual, like if it goes against you, you don't just leave it as one trade. You make your break even closer, so you add more trades. So I try to simulate that with like increase or progressive volume. So to try to like emulate how a person would be trading manually or semi with Anubis. So when you trade, you add more trades as it goes against you, in order to bring closer your break-even line. So I did that, and I'll show that toward the end. I've done only for September, and I'll show that. So what I did, I figured, okay, let's do a 2-pip take profit. I would risk 4% max, and this one ran for the whole year, and I had 92%. It was long, so you can only go long or short when it's automatic. You tell the program, okay, just build on the long side of. So this was long. I tested long from January until August. 2 pips, 92% win rate. The results was total loss. Toward the end of the year, actually, the whole 10K were gone with that process. So I said, okay, now if we do the same, if we run exact same conditions, exact same 10K account, but this time we're gonna do 0 take profit, and we're gonna close at winning 1%. So every time we have 1% on that one day, it will close. And you can see, it closed here at 1%. it closed here at the end of the wave. So, this was long, and as soon as the wave ended, it closed. So, and that was from January to August of 2023 this year. 1%, 4% maximum loss. Now, this has generated profit. And this one, this is some of the when it was losing, because sometimes you don't always win, you get these losses. But overall, it made like 50% over 8 months. And the maximum risk was 26%. So it's almost like 2-to-1 profit to risk ratio for that. Then I tried I did increase the volume to 0.15, 5% risk for the same time. This made 22% versus 12% risk. Still 88% win rate. At only 88, the other one had made better at actually 67 or so percent win rate. I believe it was 60.6% win rate. But because you have that, because you allowed for zero take profit, you just kept going, and you did not limit yourself to 2 pips. I tried to mix 0 and 2 pip, same thing for that particular setup. This is Euro USD only. I didn't test others, and it failed. So this one failed. Had a loss of $9,000. Basically, it was a total loss. The zero take profit at 2%. Now I said, okay, let's take zero take profit, see if when you close at 1% or 2% versus when do you close? What's your daily target? Let's just vary the target, the daily goal. So I made, okay, let's go with 2% goal, 4% risk, and it made money. And this one ended up with 58% profit, 73% win rate, and max risk was 31%. So it's like 2-to-1 again, with 2%. So you closed when you had 2%, you closed. That was your goal. Then I said, okay, what if it's just 1% goal and only 2% risk? So if I made the risk smaller, what would happen for that exact same setup, exact same time? And that one didn't actually do well. So if you limit your max risk to be small, you run the risk of hitting that risk more often, and you end up with loss actually, versus 2 versus 2 and 4. If you just go 1 and 2, the difference is huge. This is all long. This is all this all I did up to here. I did last August. Then this week, when I was asked to do the schedule to speak today, I figured let me just update a little bit and see if and see what happens if you actually interfere. Like when you trade, like I said, when you trade, you don't just keep your volume the same and hit one trade at a time. If it goes against you, you have to increase the number of trades. I did not increase the number of trades, but I increased the volume, which means, instead of 2 trades, I just doubled the volume and things like that. In order to keep the, the formula I use is just to keep the the stop loss within 38% of the movement. So if it moved against you, basically 3 cycles, you are within a cycle or a cycle and a half away from your target. I had to come up with something. So I like the fib numbers. I figured 38% is a good number. So, so that generated the volume that you need at each level to make sure. So I did for the last month, which is September. We are, September 20 now. So like in the past 20 days or so, I ran, okay, let's do the 0 take profit. And I said, okay, let's go short. So let's go short. So I did short for the last month with 0 take profit, and he made 31.8% over the 10. So the $10,000 make 33,188 with that progressive volume, like I explained. I said, okay, what happens if I only take 2 pips? And I was going short, and to my surprise, it actually did better. It made 45%. The risk is very small, 1.37 in both cases. Here the risk was 1.1, the max drawdown. And here it actually did better. I have a guess why it did better in this case. I figured, okay, let's go long for September instead of short. So I went long with 2 pips. I lost 41% for the month. And with the 0 take profit, I made only 0.3%, which is kind of like break even. You didn't make much, you didn't lose much. So in this case, when I went long, it was a considerable difference between the two. The 0 take profit made much better. And the only explanation I can tell in this case is because of September. This is the hourly in September, and most of September we had a downtrend. We had short. So if you are trading with a trend, it didn't seem to make much difference, or you can actually beat the with progressive volume, like with interference of the trader. You can get better results or similar results. If you go against the trend, then the 0 take profit will help you not lose at all, or not lose as much. So that's the story of the difference between the two. And I'll pause here for questions, and then I can answer questions about Anubis, or if you have questions or how to set it up, or how does it work and things like that, I will be happy to answer those questions as well. You guys hear me?
Yep, we hear you loud and clear. Sorry, I had a power outage, so it took me a minute to get back into here. So, but
I
yep.
was afraid I was talking to myself.
Wait, can you repeat that?
Yeah.
Just kidding.
So that was my experience, or my results. I only did Euro USD. I did some other currencies, but I didn't have enough to present something. So I was just practicing or testing the program basically. But so, this, I can show how back testing works. We can do 1 week or so, show you guys how it works. But most of you know how to do that. I'm open.
So apologize if you went over this already, but like I said, I was out for a little bit, getting my computer or waiting for power to come back on. What is your I know you were going through a couple different setups, but what was your favorite setup? What's your favorite? Can you, what was your favorite setup again?
Uh, for Ride the Wave.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I am not as patient as you are. I know you like to set it up for overnight.
Mm-hmm.
I am not an overnight trader just because of the way I operate. I go to bed early and wake up early, and I'm mostly a morning person. So
Sure.
5 o'clock my time, I'm up. So I tried late or evening trading. Sometimes I know I pop up and see what Duke is doing, and just join the group. But I don't actually trade because I don't have time to go and manage my trades if things go wrong, and then I can't go to sleep. And I'm not big on night trading yet. So
Sure.
I know you do that for setup, and you are more patient, and you can set it up.
So it
Let
doesn't
me,
matter. I guess the question I wanted to know is what is your favorite setup from what you showed? You said you back tested a bunch, and so what was your favorite conclusion that you gained from all your work that you did? Do you know what I mean?
right. The best results I was able to get is when I can correctly start the wave in the right direction. Like if I can figure out the right trend, the right direction. So that was most of my focus, was to try to, okay, when do I enter a trade? And I ran multiple uh, tests on whether or not I should consider the weekly, because it's a computer running the show.
Sure.
You let it run. The weekly, the daily, the 4 hours, the 15 minutes, and I was looking at each one of those trends and say, okay, if two of them are or three of them are lining up, then I'm going to go long. If not, I'm going to go short, and things like that. So I played with this. As far as when I'm trading regularly, like normally, if there is a situation where it's like it's gonna break, it's winding and it's gonna break, then I set up the I set up the break. It's like a straddle. I set it up for if it breaks to the upside, I have a long. If it breaks to the downside, I go short. So
Mm-hmm.
if I have ride the wave here, and if I go for sell, then I take the line. This must be the hourly, so that's why it's so I'm gonna cancel this. If I'm gonna cancel everything. Okay, so it may be breaking on this point. I say, okay, if it's gonna yeah, by the way, if you hit the sell or buy and nothing happens, it probably most likely the lines are not there, they're gone. So you just have to regenerate, bring the lines back by either flipping through. Yeah, it will come back. Once you have the lines, and if you hit short, then it will react. So if you don't see this, if you hit short and you don't see this, it means the lines are not there. So if I can set the line down here and I hit, it will start at this line. So this line is 106 something. If I say cancel, we'll hit that. Then your status here says waiting for short break at 1.08163, which is the line. If it breaks this line and closes below this line, it will start a short wave. It will start a wave going to the short. At the same time, if you wanted to go long, and if you wanted to go long, I would set the line, let's say at this point where it is, and say, okay, if it breaks this line, I'm gonna go long. And I say cancel Now it's actually waiting. It's like a straddle. Now it's actually waiting, and it says, okay, it's a long break at 106.411. This is this line. You can move the line. It doesn't matter now. It just it remembers that. It knows where you intended for the break to be. So now you have a straddle, and the only way to close out of this or to cancel is to hit these X's here. You hit the X buy, and you hit, then your long breakout setup is gone. You hit the X sell, then the other one is gone. Now you're idle. So that's the one I use most, because I'm not patient to wait for you know, the Anubis is good at setting up the ride the wave like your strategy, like, you know, after the second or the third, between the second and the third, it will set up to let's do that. That's the original strategy that he used. And let's say you want to prepare for that, and then let's see if I can get it to generate points. There you go. It should tell you. Yeah, it's hunting for it has 0, 1, 2, and 3. So it will enter a wave if it is within, you know, more than halfway between the zone between this line and this line. So it has, if it gets up here, it'll
start to build
the upside. Yes. So that's the original. That's the standard that is in the class. But when you ask me what I normally do, I'm not patient for this. I just sometimes I do this, but not as often. I do the straddle more often myself.
So again, I apologize. I was struggling with computers, but I guess your presentation wasn't about entries. It was more on the exits. But I did catch some of those numbers that you were throwing out. And some of them were good and some of them were not so good. So that's why I was wondering, like, what was the best numbers that you found? And that was on the exits, right? And so I apologize. You don't need to go back, and I'll just have to watch it again. But I thought you were talking about the setup. So but no, does anybody have any questions about what he went over? Because I have to watch it again so that I can know what the questions were.
Yeah,
anybody out there?
The best results were if you have a 0 take profit, and if your entries are like favorable with the trend.
Okay.
Because that's basically what it is. If you ride the wave, if you are along the trend, it's a trend strategy.
Right.
Khaled. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, this line you put here, the trend going down, you said that if the market comes up halfway, or comes up to this level, it will enter traders buy or what? Buy,
yes. It's a long, yeah, it will be a long trade, a long wave starting. If it has certain condition, it has to have a three bar reversal, which is like to the upside. In the past 7 or 10 bars, it should have a reversal, and it shouldn't start if it's this line here, the purple line and the yellow line, the halfway between the two, it should be in the upper half for it to go long.
Oh,
it wouldn't trigger long here, even though we have 3, we have 1, 2, and 3, it's waiting to hunt. It will not trigger because of this distance. It would trigger if you have a 3 bar reversal, and if you want to force it, you can take this line and put it way back, Now it may be, you know, once it gets 3-bar reversal, this distance is far enough, it should end.
Okay.
Now it is hunting, but it puts these lines to where the closest zone is in the last, I believe it goes to 240 bars or so. It looks for the highest and lowest, but these lines are made for you to move them, actually, set them wherever you want to set them.
Okay.
I had to do this tilt here to get these touches, to get these. Typically, you wouldn't do it this way. You would do it when there is a zone that is, you know, and your horizontal line is touching in 3 points, 2 points plus the third one. You expect the third one to break through. So this is how it's, you know, the strategy is calling for. Basically, if you have a one attempt, a 0 attempt, and the first one you don't trust, the second one you wait and see, and then if it pulls back one price cycle, which would be, you know, to this point, and makes a 3-bar reversal to the upside, now you would expect it to break and go, and that's where you start building. You start building in that one price cycle pullback below the point that's going to break it.
Okay.
And there are three ways you can when you I'm gonna exit out of this. So it is hunting for it. If I hit that X here, it will turn it off. It will cancel. So now it's idle. Now if you want to set it up again, you have 3 choices. You can do what we did, yes, which is the default, which is, you know, after 3, you want to on the third break, you want it to so it start builds between the 2 and 3. When you answer yes, if you answer no, it means I want to start right away. I don't have time. Just start building from here. And if you hit no, it will enter into a wave right there. And if you say cancel is for that line. It looks for the line, and if it breaks that line, it will enter. So these are the 3 choices you have.
So how do you get these lines?
What's that?
How do you get these lines?
How do
you generate them? How do you generate them?
You can move them. I just put
No,
them.
how do you generate them?
It's in the mode.
When you click, let me exit here. When you change the mode to manual, it's slow reacting. It's probably the market. But if you click on the price cycle line here, this will turn them on and off. They go away, and then they'll come back. They should come back. It's very slow. I think it's the market. And then they come back. You just click here on this line, and it will flip between coming back and forth. It's not reacting fast enough, but it does the same thing. If you click on the mode here, you change the mode to manual, they're not there. If you click and bring the mode to RTW, then they'll show up. But if they don't show up, you can just click on the price cycle. It will plot them. And once they come in, you move them any way you want.
Okay.
They're movable. Yeah. You move them any way you want. You tilt them any way you want. And this one acts as also as a break, as a stop loss, as a dynamic stop loss. So you know, you can watch the videos. But if you are in long run and you set it up in a certain way, then if at any point it hits that line, it will get you out. That's your plan C. But you have to turn it on. It's turned off. It's one of the options. This one here. To use a close line to exit.
You put it on true.
If you put that true, then if you bring the line now, you see the line now is infinite.
Yeah.
It extended as a ray because it's turned on. If it's turned off, it's short, so it can hit it. You don't want to hit it by mistake. So if it's false and you bring it, it should come in short, and the price will never hit that line. It shifted to the left away from the price. So you don't hit it by mistake. You don't want to hit it by mistake and exit out when you don't intend for it to exit. That's why you have to set it up. You have to turn it on so you know what you're doing. This is basically it. So
you use this strictly for ride wave?
no. If you set this one as your exit plan C, so to speak, if your trades are manual or generated by like the wave, like every layer, they will all exit. They will all close. It will close all the trades, regardless how they generated for this chart. It will not, if you have like gold with if you have other charts and you're running different, it will not affect the other ones. This chart, it will control the trades in this chart. Even if the trades on this chart is generated by a different EA, let's say you're running Talon on Euro USD, it will still close. This will close all the lines in this in Euro USD basically. Yeah, same thing as this one. You wanna let me bring this one up. This here is, if you're familiar with it, this will close all the trades from all the charts. Everything. It will wipe out clean everything. Every trade you have, no matter where they are generated from, Anubis or Talon or scripts or Dukes template, however you generate it. If you hit this one, it will close everything.
Okay.
But these here, you can hit the longs, the shorts, the profits, and the loss from all the trades. You say select close from all charts. But if you click on this one, it changes to Euro USD. So now these four will only operate on Euro USD. Okay, on this chart. They will not close if you have other pairs going on. They will only close Euro USD. If you click on it again, it goes back to old chart, which means close all the longs, all the shorts, and so on. So you can adjust these to your liking. This one is not adjustable. This one will just wipe out everything. That's why it's hidden at first. So you have to click on the timer to bring it up, because sometimes you are moving your chart or you're making a Fibonacci and you are adding a line, you end up here and you touch it by mistake. And that thing doesn't have a mercy. It will just close you out. So I put it in here. So you have to turn it on so you know what you're doing. And these are the exact same as the other ones. That's the what is the rules? Is the same. These are the same as the bulk operations. What you have here, they're the same thing. The only thing here I do by chart or all of them. This is different that I added on my program. So because I myself, I do trade multiple pairs. Oftentimes I trade gold and Euro USD at the same time.
Okay.
Now, Anubis will go short wave or long wave, and it will do both at the same time. You can have a short wave and also a long wave at the same time. Each one will manage itself independently, and then you close one. Like you could start short before you finish the long, before you close all the longs, waiting for the best time to close the longs. But you could start the short in the meantime, and you can close the longs later on. It gives you that choice.
Khaled, a couple of weeks ago, Dave and several others commented about not being able to trigger occasionally when they had lines underneath the panel.
Right. Right. Yeah, David mentioned that I mean, we didn't know why it wasn't reacting. And typically, if there are lines beneath it and you click, it will give priority to the line. I changed that by increasing the priority on these patterns. They have the highest priority. It doesn't mean that it will 100% work, but it's 99%. Now it works. It will recognize the command pattern in lieu of the line that is underneath it, like that's lying beneath it.
Yeah, I have.
But that's the best I can do is a higher priority.
Okay, I have 2.96, so you must have made the changes since then.
Yeah, I'm at 305. 306 is probably coming out soon. I'm fixing something that they requested. Okay. And yeah, this one is not on D drive yet, the 305. Okay. I'm on 306 now, and I'm fixing something David requested. Once I get that pop-up confirmation box in the right place and test it, I'll issue that.
Well, I'll download that when I use it. I really.
Yeah, right now 303, I believe, is the one on the on the Google Drive.
The way it was, the busier your chart got, the more difficulty you had trying to execute. So, okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
No, I echo what Brandon is saying, and I'm sure a lot of other traders are saying that we really appreciate your frequent updates and Khaled, the effort that you put into it, plus the community that tells you, hey, there's a bug here, or this would be cool. When I say, hey, can you do this? And you're like, yeah, we can do that. Obviously you're not going to take all the requests. Hey, can you build me a EA that'll just make me money while I sleep? That's all I want, Khaled. That's it.
That would be yeah, I made one like that. It's called the fractals.
That's true. That's a good point. No, I want you to make one that only takes winners and never takes losers.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you do your take profit, make your take profit as 1/2 of a 1 pip, and
we're good. We're
at 1,000 pips, and you will be guaranteed to it.
I love it.
Yeah. Now I have a question, David. Since
sure.
we're talking about it, these 2 boxes here, I made them as a backup for the 1-click. Is use him? Do you have to use him? Do you need to use him, or I can take him out?
I think in the early stages there was a bug or something that wouldn't allow.
So you don't
for me,
right?
I don't use it because it seems like whatever you did, it works almost. Well, I haven't had it not work in a very long time. Okay. So it's obviously easier for the 1-click than to go in there and actually manually put that in there.
Right.
So
this was a backup.
Right. Okay. Which I think you fixed. So I think you can use that real estate for something else for sure. Yeah.
I could use the space for something else.
Yeah.
I was thinking, not sure if I want to do it, but I was thinking to add what do you call it? what is it called? Oh, smack a Brent or smack a, I forgot.
Go on, you can say it. Go on, Khaled. Smack a, what is it? What's the word?
Smack a Brandon.
Yeah, I forgot what it was.
That's
So
awesome.
I thought maybe, a smack along a short Brandon. And
I love that. Can you
low
actually, if you program in there, that would be awesome. Program the button right here that says smack a Brandon.
I could make it smack like 10 trades or
There you go.
or
10
10
trade.
10 times.
And then
In
and
one
then the
hit.
other put the button for mashed potato.
No, we're gonna leave that one out of there because you don't trade during that. But I love the I actually that'd be really cool if you could do like a if we could start putting like high probability setups that we normally take, which is abnormal candles and
HP long,
yeah,
probably long and short, so you can smack one click and you got
and smack some
10
trades in, right? Like you should have done on
Well, I would
this,
prefer,
like you're like I did right
uh,
here, right? I smacked a Brandon right here. This is
right.
exactly what you do.
So I would prefer volume increase, not number of trades, because number of trades can be slow by the time you finish all of them. But if you intend to use 10 trades in the same place, might as well just use one trade with 10 times the volume.
Agreed.
It gives you the same thing.
And it's easier to manage,
because
and you
also
don't have to close out 50 trades, which could take a while,
Right.
or slow down the execution speed. I'd much rather have one trade than 50 trades for sure. But yeah, I think that's a great
for
place
that
for
one
real estate.
reason. For that,
Yeah. Yep.
yeah. So that's what I thought I would use this space for.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay.
Put it, just make sure it's like SMK BDN.
BR.
In that space right there.
Yeah, and then there will be a number in here. That number will be how many 10 trades, 20. You just set your number. Some will do 4 and some will do 10.
There you
go. Duke will probably put 150.
We do not want to program a nukem button. Don't do that. We don't want to put a nukem button.
You don't want the number variable, David?
Well, no, we just don't put a button here that's nuke. Nuke your trades, or it slaps you into 100 trades and full margin. Maxes out your margin.
I can limit the number to maybe 10 or 20. This way nobody can put 2 and hit 200 by mistake, because it will do whatever you tell it to do.
Yeah, well, we need to put limiters on that for sure.
I would limit that to 10, and somebody wants to do 20, can hit it twice.
They'd have to do it twice. Yep, I like that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, and if you did smack a Brandon, you should be securing your trades, because it's gonna hit here and probably pull back before it goes higher. So
you should secure him just below that, like one cycle.
Yeah, or 50% of the 50% of this right here. So right here, right at that
I mean,
crossroads.
50%. If you're smacking longs.
No,
here,
you have to. I'm talking about this move.
loss.
I'm zoom in on that move right there. I'm talking about if anybody is playing this move right here, trading. Well,
Yeah.
You aren't even in the hot seat, and I almost dolled you. Right here, once this closes above that.
MT5 doesn't have, it's not alveo. So if you did what? Go over there.
Oh, I'm just saying that if you got into trades down here, because you smacked in right here,
Yeah,
then you should secure
Yeah.
it at 50% of this move, which is right here, because the chances of it going up to here or even here where it's at and bouncing down is pretty high. But this is a prove me wrong moment. Prove me wrong that you're not going to come back and cross this line and come back down to here before you go up. So that's all I'm saying. Just giving you guys like, hey, secure your trades here for prove me
yeah,
wrong opportunity, right? I'm not talking about programming or anything like that. Just
yeah, right.
'cause of-
You
yeah.
hit this one, you smack the trades right here, and then you keep
Mhm.
your mouse on the one click TP. Once you get your goal, you just secure it.
Exactly.
Okay,
One click stop loss, not TP, but yeah.
right, yeah,
No.
then
Yeah.
side by side, you click here and then you wait on this one and you click. If you click this one by mistake and you don't want to do it, because anytime you click here, it will take an action. You just click on the X, it will cancel. X will cancel. Set up, if it's waiting or hunting for something, you click on the X, it will cancel.
That
Whatever
was a nice
process
little
there is, it
thing.
will cancel.
Thank you, Brandon, for allowing me to smack in and that candle. I have secured my trades. Now the question, I think I'm just
So
going
you are
around.
actually doing it as we speak.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm actually doing it as we speak. I think Nick is too.
Actually doing it.
You guys.
Hey,
So from
I was in sell, so I already got out.
yeah.
okay,
So
so
I was in buys here, secured my trades up here. This move got me out, smacked in buys, and now I'm way over goal. But I might
well,
just hold.
Brandon's over goal on 3 accounts. So,
Yeah.
and he's
Ah,
not
good
even
job,
trading
Brandon.
that.
You've had a great trade today. Was a great trading day for a lot of people. So I'm well over 1% here. So I think personally for me, I'm just gonna hold on to these trades. And if it comes back and gets me out at 1%, I'll be done trading this account. But if it keeps climbing and going up, and if I'm awake, I will secure it here one more time. But if not, I'll just let it run overnight and be fine with hitting over 1% or wake up and see what it does, for the night trade. So this was a really good setup for that. So, and that is how you set up for overnight, which we talked a little bit about today, this morning in the session. And it just gave us that. So that's why I'm like, I wanted just to kind of talk about that example really quick. Sorry, Khaled, I didn't want to steal anything you were talking about, but this is what we were talking about here would allow you to do, right? So smack a Brandon.
Brandon. Well, we have Brandon's authorization to use it.
Yes, we do. To use his image and likeness. Just good. Maybe not. I think it's so funny.
Yeah, I dropped it in the chat.
That's your image.
Feel free.
Perfect. Feel free to use it. I like it. All right. Anybody have any questions? Sorry about Khaled. Any questions for Khaled? Guys, Anubis, Talon, the AIs that are there, they're powerful bots. They've gotten better because of you guys and learning them, training them. Honestly, he's at 3.6. Almost, he's working on 3.6. He's going to continue to work on it and dial it in. But I love the work effort that you're putting in. I know there's a little more involved with Anubis. You have different modes. But this is exactly, Anubis is exactly so you could capitalize on these moves right here when they drop. Anubis is exactly so we can capitalize on the moves up here when they come up here. I've been using Anubis for that opportunity to capitalize on those moves. So I just another plug for Khaled, his effort and everything he's doing, and he's constantly back testing. He's constantly trying to bring us the best methods and best trading things to utilize in his efforts, you know. And so I have no doubt that it is already really good, but it's getting great, you know. Anubis, Talon, all those things. And so appreciate everybody that's on the journey. And that being said, I appreciate you, Khaled, taking the time to do that. We just talked earlier today, Khaled and William and I think we're going to add a class to the calendar for support for you guys, just for those AIs. Like, how do I use it? How do I maximize it? Because I really feel the value for the AIs, that there's a little bit of a learning curve. And once you get beyond it, once you do utilize it, and you won't go back, right? And so by having a live class that you guys can jump in and say, how do I do this? Or when there's an update, look for that class support that'll be ran by either William or Khaled. They can teach you how to use it, the support, and start doing that, because I really feel like once you guys start using it, you'll fall in love with, like, I mean, a lot of other people have. So that being said, I appreciate it, everything, Khaled, and I think we'll go ahead and close out there. I don't see any other questions. Nope, I don't see any other questions. So we will see you guys tomorrow morning for some awesome trading. And for the hot seaters, we'll jump over into the hot seat session, and I'll be pulling you guys aside and dulling you if you didn't take this move. So might as well not even join the session if you didn't take that move. I'm just kidding. All right, guys. Thank you very much, and we'll see you guys in the morning. I appreciate it.
Thank you guys for listening. Bye.
Bye.